I'm Rick Kaler. Thanks for joining me. Since the death of singer Whitney Houston, I've seen several articles from attorneys and financial advisors about the errors in her estate planning. They've summarized 3 areas where it was badly flawed. The first was lack of privacy. Ms. Houston had a simple will that was subject to public probate rather than a living trust that would have kept her affairs private. Anyone with thumbs and access to the internet can see a copy of her will. Next, there is a lack of protection from claims, con artists, and circumstances. The estate, which was estimated to be worth over $20 million, was left to Ms. Houston's daughter, Bobby Christina Brown. A vulnerable young woman, just barely of legal age, will now receive 3 huge payouts over the next decade and become a multimillionaire by the time she's 30. A trust could have given her some limits and structure, as well as providing for advisors to help her learn how to manage her wealth and to protect herself from predators. Also, by leaving it in a trust, it could have kept her from or given her a wonderful asset protection tool that would have protected those assets from frivolous lawsuits. The final thing is that there's a lack of tax planning in the estate. The federal state tax of 35% on anything over $5 million will apply to her estate, so Uncle Sam is going to take around 1/3 of it right off the top. Unfortunately, this lack of skilled estate planning isn't all that rare amongst wealthy people. Here are a few of the money beliefs that might be behind inadequate estate planning. The first money script could be complicated estate planning is for rich people, and I'm not rich. This may especially apply to owners of small businesses who don't have a particularly high income or lifestyle, but whose land or business may be worth several million dollars. Yet, good estate planning advice is especially important for them because their heirs aren't necessarily aware or prepared for a substantial inheritance. Another money script would be the financial advice that was good enough when I was just starting out is good enough now that I'm successful. This was one of the traps that Whitney fell into. A tax preparer, accountant, or financial advisor who's highly competent with small individual or business matters may not have the knowledge necessary for more complex estate planning. Seeking out different financial advisors as your income and net worth grow is no different from consulting a specialist rather than a general practitioner if you have specific medical needs. Another money script is when you can afford the best, you'll get the best. It's one I believe for a long time. Trying to save money by hiring bargain basement financial advisors is almost always a mistake. It can also be a mistake to assume that someone who charges top-tier fees will always have top-tier skills and integrity. Even if a financial planner or other professional has a reputation as an advisor to the wealthy, it's still essential that you verify that the person or firm is right for you. You need to ask for references and be willing to ask hard questions about compensation, investment philosophy, and their services. Make sure you are a client, not a customer. Work only with financial advisors who, like accountants or attorneys, have a fiduciary duty to put your interests first. Finally, the money script, I know how to make money, so of course I know how to manage money. Many highly educated and skilled professionals are high earners, but don't necessarily have the knowledge to manage their earnings well. Just as I don't have a clue how to take out my appendix. That's not something that really I should feel a lot of shame over, and yet a lot of people feel shame over the fact that they don't have the knowledge or the interest to manage their money. In order to know whether the advisors you hire are competent, it's important to learn the basics of investing and money management. Look for advisors who don't set themselves up as gurus, but are willing to teach and to work in partnership with you. When it comes to financial advice, it isn't enough to find someone who will make you feel like $1 million bill. It's more important to find advisors who will help you take good care of all your dollars. Thanks for listening.